Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. This is Equa Television International. Nigeria Now is the program. We're glad that you could join us. And today, we're going to build up on what we were looking at yesterday. That is, our beam light is on Adamawa Gova election. Finally, the winner emerged yesterday. And then, you can do well to join us, and we do this together. We're live on YouTube and then Facebook. So drop your comment. Let's hear your view towards all that happened, concerning the Adamawa election. And I have Joyce with me.
As always, good afternoon, Samu Tuluma. Pleasant afternoon to our viewers. Very fine, thank you.
Yes. Finally, Adamawa governorship supplementary election, Adamu Fintri wins.
Well, going by the announcement from Sunday of the 10 local government, of course, the election was conducted in 20 local government areas of Adamawa State, and then going by the results that was collated on Sunday, and then before the suspension of the collation of results, you will see that there was already 31,000 merging. That's Amadou Fintiri leading the APC Aisha Binani, and then going by that number, you can as well just, this person eventually will emerge, but we have laws, we have guidelines that must be followed. And that was why the whole thing that played out there for a lot of people who say it's highly dramatic and sensational. How can the resident electoral commissioner, having known the electoral laws, having known the 1999 constitution, having known the guidelines of conducting election, will just turn up and just announce results without the journalists that are supposed to cover the event, without all the officers, the agents there just come up without figures, without any facts announced or declare a winner, which is not even his primary responsibility. And that is why the action of Yunusa Hudu Ari must be condemned and not condoned at any level, because if we condone such acts, you can tell how that this will continue to happen. This is an INEC official, and you expect that you know what is expected of you, and you live above all the shenanigans. But quite unfortunate that what played out in Adamawa State, like I said earlier, and quite dramatic and sensational. And I like the fact that, of course, that the INEC suspended the rec, and then collation continued yesterday I think about 3 p.m. yesterday, and before the eyes of someone that a lot of people refer to as Eagle, Festus Okoye, who is the National Commissioner of INEC, as well as the in charge of publicity, voter education. He was actually in Adamawa State, and about 3 p.m. yesterday at their INEC headquarters in Yola, where before party agents, before journalists, before security personnel, collation continued. And after the remaining 10 local governments were collated, Amadou Fintiri of the PDP emerged winner with about 430 votes, and then Aisha Binani of the APC had 398 votes. And then when you look at the margin between these two, you see that 32,000 votes. It's about 32,000 votes. So Fintiri was leading with 32,000 votes. So having substantially met all the requirements of INEC, and then the provision of election and all of that, the returning officer, Professor Mohammed Malay, actually declared him winner of Adamawa supplementary governorship election. And he actually immediately gave his acceptance speech as well. And the acceptance speech was actually hinged on agriculture, education, human capital development, amongst others. And I think that was commendable. Even in his acceptance speech, he still went ahead to encourage the supporters to remain calm. The INEC headquarters there was filled with supporters and all of that. People were actually quite happy about that. And that is to say that we need to allow democracy take its course. If Nigeria is a democratic country and we practice democracy, we must see that being put to play. Democracy is about the theory that says the common man knows what he wants and he deserves to get it. So we shouldn't see some people coming up to do some kind of things just to favor their own interests. like I'll always maintain, going by the February 25th presidential election and then the 18th March gubernatorial election, you will expect that people will learn lesson. INEC as a whole will live above all those shenanigans, all those flooded process that was actually highlighted. That was actually the expectation, but quite unfortunate that that drama happened at the Collation Center, where we had the REC just coming in and declaring a winner without any fact or figure. It's quite shameful, if you ask me. How can somebody in that cadre do something like that? Because you expect that you know what the law says, you know what is expected, you know what you shouldn't do. And it's quite unfortunate that when that happened, there were some security personnel there. I thank God that as we speak right now, even the IGP has actually told some of the security there to excuse themselves for the moment. The REC has been suspended, but beyond suspension, what needs to be done is that we allow the law take its full course. In the Electoral Act, there are punishments assigned to all of that. People that disregard the guidelines, there are things. So let's see it being applied beyond just saying we suspend you, we don't want to see you in our facility. Who do you know, sir, should be arrested? So that you serve, other people will see it and know that, oh, this is not a part that we should talk. And that was why I said earlier on that that action is nothing, it's not something that should be condoned. We keep talking about building a nation on integrity and justice. Now we begin to see people like that displaying such characteristics. Then where lies the hope for Nigeria tomorrow? Like I said, if we don't do the needful, people will begin to question other elections that actually held. So let's see the law taking its course immediately. As it stands right now, INEC has written already to the IGP and has also written to the SGP, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. And of course, they are writing to the Secretary of the Government of Federation because somebody employed the REC, and it is not, like I said, INEC are actually constrained. They can't sack the REC because it is only, that power only lies with the president. And that is why they draw the attention of the Secretary General of the Federation to the whole matter, so that the employer of the REC will be in the picture and will do the needful. IGP too will do the needful. No, we don't want to see a situation whereby we will start hearing that, oh, court will say we have given order, like we've had in the past, and then IGP will say I'm unaware of it. This is an issue that you expect all hands will be on deck to see. So for something like that to happen, immediate action must be taken. So it just brings to bear the questions of values as well. We've always talked about values. We've talked about integrity. Now you start asking yourself, there are times that you hear Nigerians condemning even the professors that are returning officers and all of that. That means the system is faulty. And unless we get that system working, we keep having people that are highly intellectual, that you expect them to do the needful, bowing or dancing to the tune of the music. He who pays the piper must dictate the tune. So that is why you see some people that are highly intellectual dancing to the tune of the person that pays the piper. So we need a sane system. We need a system that works. That we need a system that will bring people of values and integrity. People that will know what the law says and apply it at all costs, disregarding some kind of interest of certain individual and looking at the interest of Nigeria as a whole. So congratulations to Ahmadu Fintiri, who actually is the incumbent governor as well as the governor-elect right now. And well, in what ensued yesterday, APC maintained silence. Nothing has been heard about from that side, but we'll continue to follow the story to see how it's going to end, because there's already an allegation of 2 billion naira, and the investigation is ongoing. And I think, like I said yesterday, for somebody to just come out and behave in that manner, definitely must be under influence of something. If it's not money, maybe it's drug or something else. It should be investigated. Let's get the roots of that problem, because you can't get that confidence and just come out and do something like that. So beyond suspension, we should see him being arrested, prosecuted, let the law take its full course.
Well, the whole thing, I think now Adamawa is calm, and you see people jubilating because they feel at least their voice have been heard, and then their mandate has been given to them. And I also join my voice to congratulate, the governor-elect, Governor, His Excellency Ahmadu Fintiri. And when things like this happen, I expect our leaders this time around to come back, sit down, and then review everything that went on. Yes, I listened to his speech, you know, and then his supporters, you know, were around, you know, listening to his speech, and then he still called for calm, and he appreciated them, you know, for going through that trauma, you know, and the rest. But at the end of the day, it pays, because finally, you know, the result has been declared. And then when followers like this give you their mandate, you know, you are expected to do the needful. And I'm happy. Swiftly, he talked about agriculture, he talked about education, he talked about human and development, which is very, very good. And you see, when the masses give you transfer their power to you, for you to act on it, they should see it reflecting. And one thing that I will give to Governor Fintiri is that he has tried, you know, when it comes to issue of governance in Adamawa State. And I think that is why, you know, the people of Adamawa were resilient, you know, they were dogged, they stood by it and by him, and to make sure that, you know, their mandate have not been stolen. And you see, I look at the issue of the IGP now transferring the Commissioner of Police in Adamawa. You know, he transferred him. But people now are saying beyond transfer, you know, we should see the police acting on this. Because, number one, when he was announcing that result before the INEC, you know, annulled that announcement, you know, the Commissioner of Police were there, the security agencies were there, they escorted him, and he made that announcement. Is it that they are not in the picture? If they are not in the picture, why are they there in the first place? Why are they escorting him to be there? Is he going to give a press statement? Must it be there? You know, these are questions that people are asking. And then for the issue of punishment, you know, like you rightly said, we need to see like people, you know, being punished for doing the wrong thing. You know, you can't be at that cadre and then you behave that way and then you go scot-free. And that is why you see civil society were calling, agitating for INEC to stop using ad hoc stuff. Because these are some of the allegations that people made, because they feel you find all these irregularities from the grassroots to the top, simply because, you know, there is this too much ad hoc stuff that, you know, INEC hired, you know, for them to take care of all this sensitive whatever. But now he is not an ad hoc staff. And you see him acting that way. That means anybody can come and do whatever he feels like doing and get away with it. Because if somebody that is being employed, being paid by taxpayers' money can do that, then what about an ad hoc staff? He will just come and tell you, I'm just an ad hoc staff, and then I will do whatever I want to do, and then I will get out. So whatever comes
the big question is, on what grounds do we employ people or bring people to work?
It's a vital question.
On what ground? Because we're talking about character now, we're talking about values, we're talking about integrity. On what ground are we giving people responsibility? Is it because of some ethnic affiliation, religious affiliation, or is it because, oh, I did this for you, so it is my own turn for you to pay back? On what ground? That's the question. We can't joke with an election such as this. And going forward, we still have more elections to come. Who are the people that we're bestowing with these responsibilities in a time where the whole world is looking at us like we are conducting election in the 21st century like this? Like I said earlier, you expect with all the observations from the election, 25th February election and 18th March, that will rise above all these shenanigans and have a clean process, a transparent process. But look at what played out, quite dramatic and sensational, again, I would say. But I think going forward, we need to do the needful. When we are bringing people to the forefront, especially giving them responsibilities such as this, let's ensure that it's on the ground grounds of competence, integrity. Let's check the value system. Let's check the character. Let's check their antecedent. This thing doesn't start in a day. Some people are already alleging that, oh, it means that even the inconclusive election from the first place, it was Sintiri that won. Maybe they just tried to they did what they did just to upturn the whole process. Now, well, we thank God that the needful has been done and that the winner has been declared. We need a system that works. What is the system that is bringing all these people? Like, we need individuals who will rise above all these shenanigans and do the needful. We will continue to talk about the process, especially when it's not going well. When it's going well, we commend it. When it's not going well, we talk so that it can be corrected. We can't give up on the country. We keep hope alive.
Yeah, thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Joyce, for doing this with me today.
Always a pleasure.
I hope that we'll do same tomorrow.
Same time.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us your time. We hope that you keep following us. And then let's try and put all our hands on deck and do the right thing so that we'll build the dream country, the Nigeria of our dream. You know, together we will all achieve that. Thank you and God bless you.